Hey guys, this is the Disc Golf Teacher, and today I'm going to talk to you about my DIY cart, and specifically how I connected the wheels what I did with the axle. All right, I know there's a lot of different ways that you can do wheels on a DIY cart, but I want to tell you my way here. But first off, a little bit about the cart. This is Zuca's ice skating cart, and I think sometimes people use it as a roller bag, as a backpack type thing. I actually got this off of Facebook from a dad who said his little girl in 3rd grade was using it, and it was no longer useful to her. She kind of outgrew it, so got it for about 20 bucks on Facebook. And anyway, at first I attached little kids' bike wheels to it, some 12-inch, 15-inch, something like that wheels. But for Christmas this year, my wife got me some wheels that are foam filled, so they'll never pop, and also they're not as wobbly as my other ones. So let me show you how I connect these. I'll get you a little close up, and we'll go from there. All right, so to answer your first question, no, I do not carry all of these discs on the disc golf course. But to answer your second question, I'm going to take the wheels off. I'll do that kind of in fast motion here. Then we'll get you a close up maybe as I put it back together and explain different parts that I used. And I think this works pretty well. So here's a quick version of me taking it apart. All right, so I got both wheels off, as well as some of the different parts to hold those on here. Now let me kind of bring you in close and show you how to put this back together and the different parts that I used. All right guys, so starting out here with the axle, what I did is I drilled kind of a 1/2-inch hole right here, and then this is just a zinc bar. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if zinc is the right metal to use, but it was pretty cheap, so if it's not, I can replace it very easily from a Home Depot or something like that, okay? This was 18 inches that I cut it down to. I think originally it came in 36 inches. So cut it in half. If I ever need another one, I can always just use the other half for now. But anyway, what I did is on the inside, I have two. I kind of just left those in there for right now, but I have two of these sort of pipe fitters, all right? And so you can crank those down and they stay pretty snug. So real quick, I'll speed that back up and I'll tighten those back down there on the inside. All right, those are all tightened down. And then now what I did is on the outside, on each one of these sides here, is I put a few different washers. I had a couple of these laying around, and then I bought a couple as well. They were just a 1/2-inch diameter hole in the middle to go over the axle. And I put a few on either side of the wheel, and then to space it out a little bit so the wheel was farther away to give me better control and they weren't too close, then it doesn't topple over, is I used just a few really cheap nuts as spacers. All right, so let me put those on here and space those out in the right direction. All right, so by putting those on, I have kind of a bigger washer towards the base of the cart, and then my two nuts for spacers, and then a smaller washer so it doesn't interfere too much with the bearing of the wheel. All right, and then I'll put on the wheel itself. Do that to both sides. Okay, so now it can stand freely on its own. And then the last things I did is I put a couple more washers, again, to allow for maximum spinach of the wheel. And then one more of those pipe fitter clamps. And I just tighten down with the screwdriver nice and tight so the wheel don't fall off. And that's about it. So let me get both sides on and then we'll recap. All right, guys, so there you have it. There is my DIY disc golf cart and how I attached my wheels. Again, one reason that I did this is because I've seen people use all thread before, and I was using some bike tires that had some thread on them before I got these new wheels for Christmas. In fact, I'll put a picture up here on the screen for you as to why that didn't work. It really rubbed it raw there, and it just began to wobble, I think because of the worn threads. So anyway, I think this method will work a lot better for me. Do this for me. Comment down below and let me know if you think this is a good idea or not, or if you see any flaws with my cart. And then what kind of wheels and axles do you use? Comment down below so other people can see what works best besides something like this. Hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That really does help me out. I can make more of these videos. And also like this video if you thought it was helpful. See you guys in the next one.